Hi everyone, this is Christian here on YouTube and welcome to a brand new video for the channel. I'm back in my office and I wanted you to start this week strong. So that's the reason why I'm actually making this video telling you what's the biggest fear of in online trading for Forex, CFD or binary options. So in this video, we're going to tell you exactly what the biggest fear is and how you should overcome the fear. So if you guys are new into my channel and you're into binary options, Forex trading, crypto trading, or any type of making money online, this channel is for you. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button below. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, so what's the biggest fear of an online trader, whether you're trading Forex, whether you're trading binary options, or whether you're trading crypto, CFD, doesn't matter. The biggest fear of an online trading is actually that thing called OTM, which is out of the money. So it might sound like it is a cliche or something that you already knew, but many people doesn't know this. And they actually think, oh, my biggest fear actually is to lose money. My biggest fear is actually that the market crashes. My biggest fear is this, but that's not the actual true fear that you have. The actual fear that you have is when the trade is already opened. The other stuff that you feel before you enter a trade is not a fear. It's actually just like mixed thoughts that you have in your mind that don't allow you to actually start trading. But actual fear is when you're actually inside of a trade and you don't know if you're gonna win it or you're gonna lose it, right? So the truth is that there's many ways to overcome this fear of out of the money. And I'm gonna tell you 3 ways to actually overcome the fear for any out of the money in the future. I'm not saying, hey, I'm gonna give you the solution so that you don't ever have an out of the money, because that doesn't exist. But I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did to overcome the fear of having an out of the money or too many out of the money. So let's begin. Number 1 tip that I'm going to give you in regards to how to overcome the fear of an out of the money is never trade without a strategy. And this happens all the time. So you guys might be able like to see a trend up and up and up and down, and you're like, oh, okay, this trend is going down, so I'm going to enter. And this usually happen with newbie traders. So they're like, oh, okay, it's dropping, so I'm going to sell my option. And then when you realize it start jumping, and then you have an out of the money. So the truth is that this is because you're trading without a strategy. You don't know exactly what the markets are moving or where they're going to. So for example, when you are looking at a support and resistance strategy, you know that when it reaches a certain point, it's going to start going in the opposite direction, right? So if you don't have a strategy, you most likely will have more out of the monies than in the monies. You might have some in the monies in the process, but the truth is that the probabilities say that you're going to have more losses than you have wins. So first step, trade with a strategy. Tip number 2 to overcome the fear to an out of the money is don't trade more than 5% of your balance. Look, fear to an out of the money actually starts getting stronger whenever you start trading with real money on your deposit and with bigger amounts. So don't jump into trading 10% of your balance on each trade if you don't feel comfortable enough, if you don't have the experience, and if you don't have a proven strategy that is high probability. For example, right now, many people is actually trading with my 2-minute strategy, right? It's a proven strategy, yet people without practice are jumping into it and then they're losing money. Even though it's a 90% in the money strategy, there's still people losing trades with it. The reason why is simply because they don't actually practice enough on demo, and when they jump with real money, they start losing money. So what do you think is going to happen right now if I tell them, you know what, enter this trade? Yes, they're afraid of losing the trade. They have a fear to an out of the money, right? So to overcome this, you have to trade with small amount, which is 5% of your balance. That's what I recommend you to do all the time. So if you have $100, you're going to trade with $5. So if you have $200, you're going to trade with $10. If you have $1,000, you're going to trade with $50 per trade. So that's basically how you can control that fear that you have to lose the following trade. And number 3 tip that I'm going to give you as to how to overcome fear to an out of the money is don't get attached to the trade. All right. I see this happens a lot. Like people enter a trade and they're like, you know what? This trade is going to change my life. Like I'm confident that if I win this trade, I'm going to be doing much better or whatever, you know? So they actually get attached to the trade. So when they lose it, they freak out. And then the next trade, they don't want to place it because they were so confident in regards to the previous trade and they lost it that they don't feel like confident enough. They don't feel secure enough. They don't just feel that they can do it. They don't feel capable of winning the following trade. So what you have to do in order to overcome this fear is just let the trades go by themselves. All right. You're going to do your job. All right. What's your job before you place a trade? All right. So you're going to set up your charts for the time frame that you're looking at. You're going to choose the strategy. All right. 2-minute strategy, support and resistance, multi-gap bands, whatever your strategy is. And then you're going to look at the charts backwards, and then you're going to see where it's currently at. You're going to check the news. If there's no three-bolt news within the time period you're going to be trading. And then you're ready, right? So you go into your broker, and then you place the trade. So if you do the whole process before the trade, then you should feel comfortable that you did what you have to do. But if you didn't do what you had to do, then definitely you're going to be scared, you know, in the middle of the trade because you don't know exactly what you're doing. My biggest recommendation in this specific video is actually to go and get my BLW Training Academy at blwtradeacademy.com for $25 one time, and you'll be able to learn all of this process of how to place a trade, and that will help you overcome the fear to an out of the money. But if you follow these 3 tips, I guarantee you your training will get a lot better. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys put it in the comment section below. I'll make sure to actually read those questions and answer in my future video once I can. So thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button and kill the like button. And I'll see you on the next one.